Hi guys, in today's video, you will learn how to integrate Mailgun with Mail Opt-in. Let's start by setting up our integration. We'll hover over Mail Opt-in and click on Integrations. So here are my Mailgun settings. You can find the Mailgun tab in the settings on the left. So I've already gone ahead and set mine up, but in your case, you can go to Mailgun, find your name in the top right and click on the down arrow, then click API Security. And here you just want to add a new API key. And when you see this modal, enter a description. I'll use Mail Opt-in Test and select a role. Once you're done, click on Create Key. Once that is done, you can click on this icon to copy your API key or simply click on Copy to Clipboard. So once you have it copied, you can go back to WordPress and paste it in the API key field. Now you'll also need to get your Mailgun domain, so to do so, go to the menu, then click on Send, click on Sending, and on the main page, you'll see a list of your domains. So right now, since we're conducting a test, I'm going to use this sandbox one. So in your case, you will add a new domain, copy it, and paste it in the domain name field. Now to test it out, we're going to go to opt-in campaigns. We'll click on Add New. We'll call it Mailgun, and we'll select the first template. Now that will take us to the opt-in builder, and here we can see a preview of our opt-in. On the left-hand side, we have a list of our settings. For example, if we go to the Design tab, we have options here to customize our opt-ins width. We can adjust the size by dragging the slider. There is an option as well to add a display effect. You can also change your background color, border color, and add custom CSS. Now moving on, we have a headline tab, and here you can make changes to your opt-ins headline. And these options are very intuitive, so we're not going to go through each of them. And by the way, you can also click on an element on the opt-in itself to open its settings on the left. So this is the description. And now I'm going to click on this form field and it will open up the field's settings. So we can use custom HTML by toggling this switch. Just enter your code in this field. And there's also an option to use only a call to action button. If you turn it on, you'll see that there's only one button here on the opt-in. If you decide to use the standard fields, you can always customize them right here. For example, if we expand the name field, we can go through these options to make our changes. The email field is also customizable and it's required by default. But you also have options to customize this one. You can always add a custom field by clicking on this button, and all you need to do is enter a title, select a type, and customize any other options as you see fit. I'm going to delete this, and you'll see some options to customize the button as well. You can edit the button label, customize the button color and button background. For example, we're going to make this red, and that's all we're going to do to this button right now. We're going to go back, and we'll move on to the next section, which is configuration. Here we can choose to hide the close button, and that is the X we can see on the opt-in. So if you toggle this switch, it gets hidden. You can also close the overlay on click. This is turned on by default. You can add a sound effect. You can customize your cookie durations. And then we have an option to hide mail opt-ins branding. You'll see the text below the opt-in, and you can also attach your affiliate link to it. Now, if we go back, we can move on to integrations, and here we can choose to store our leads inside of mail opt-in, or we can set up the integration, which in our case is Mailgun. I'm going to click on this down arrow, and from the drop down, I'm going to select Mailgun from the list. Now we're going to select our Mailgun email list, which is WP test. And that's it. We can move on to the next section. And this is after conversion. It basically determines what happens after a lead converts. There's also an autoresponder here, which you can configure. If you use it, be sure to save your changes. Now we're going to move on to the final tab, which is display rules, and this is what determines where and when the opt-in shows up. It's basically your targeting options. To keep it simple, I'm going to click on after X seconds, and I'm going to set the time to less than 5 seconds, maybe about 3. Now let's activate the rule, and we're going to save our changes and turn on the opt-in. So once we open a page, we have to wait 3 seconds and then our opt-in will pop up. I'm going to go ahead and test this out. Let's open our homepage in a new incognito window. We just have to wait 3 seconds and then we should see our opt-in. Here it is. I'm going to enter some random information and subscribe. Here's our success message. Now we can go to Mailgun and I'm going to click on send, then sending, and we'll scroll down to mailing lists. We're going to use this sandbox one at the top. If we scroll down, we should see the information we provided. It's right here. Okay, so it's also possible to use Mailgun to set up an email automation. We have full tutorials in the description down below. Now, essentially, we have two different types of email automations. We have new post notification, which sends an email to your subscribers whenever a new post is published. And then we have post email digest, which is basically a roundup of your latest posts. So you can check it out in the description down below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.